Welcome to a new episode, how to learn JavaScript from beginner to advanced. Today we will discuss about another for in JavaScript. In JavaScript we have a lot of for. With this for we can iterate over array, over other iterating elements like object or set or map. For of in our episode we will discuss about for of in JavaScript. Let's start it. We have here for of. Yes, okay. This is a loop. We can iterate with it through array. All examples from this episode will be with iterating from an array. Okay, let's see what is this loop for of. The for of loop is designed to iterate over the values of an iterable object. I say this like array, strings, map, set. It allows us to go through each element in a sequence without needing to worry about index, about indices. The syntax is for let's write this in a comment. Okay, syntax for of. The syntax is the keyword for, and after around brackets let current value of name of array, and inside we will add, sorry, keyboard is in modern language. We create here a statement where put something, I don't know, console.log something. Okay, this is the syntax. Let's analyze the syntax. We have current value. This current value represents the current value from the iterable, example from an array element, and we have the name of array is the array itself. Let's start with an example. We say here that we have an array. Now let's create this array. Let's students equal, we create an array with square brackets. We have in this array 3 variables, 3 strings, list, 3 names. Yes, we put there are strings, we put them between quotes. Bob. After each variable from in the array we put a point, and Charlie. Now we have the array. No, it's let students. Let's go in our syntax. Here we have this. Till now we have this name of array. Current value is the value from the current iteration. Now we will see when we create loop. First iteration we have Alice, second we have Bob. That means in the first iteration we have Alice, that means that current value is Alice. Second iteration is Bob, that means the current value is Bob. And third iteration is Charlie, that means the current value is Charlie. Let's start a for loop. Again we will analyze the Syntax we have for, the keyword for, round brackets. We put current value. You can put here what do you want. You can put element, I don't know, student or other stuff of our array. Name of our array is students, and statements. Inside these statements we will put console.log for a current value, console.log current value. Let's analyze this for. We have here a for of which iterate through this array. Now current value of name of students, console.log. For each iteration we will display the current value. At first iteration we will display current value, that is Alice. At second iteration we will print the second, which current value is Bob, and the third iteration current value will be Charlie. Let's see if it's true. It's true. First iteration Alice, second iteration is Bob, and the third iteration is Charlie. Each time the loop runs, student current value holds one element from the student's array. The value of current value will be printed in the console. Let's see the execution flow and how it works, this for of. We have first iteration. Now at first iteration current value will be Alice, and the will print in the console Alice. At second iteration current value will be Bob, because it's the second element from array. In the console will appear Bob. At the third iteration current value will be Charlie, and in console will be Charlie. Okay, why we use for of with arrays? It's ideal, this loop is ideal to use in array because it's easier to read and understand. You don't need to worry about index. I will show you with for to make a comparison. Yes, when you use for, you are linked with index, because you create a variable I equals 0, I less than array down length, and you can increment I plus plus. Now this is the index. Here in our for of we don't have an index. It directly provide the value instead of index like for in. It's better for iterating through items in an array, string, map or set. It's versatile. You can use it with more data. Let's see now a comparison with for. Let's transform this for of, and let's make the same thing but with another for, with another loop named for. Iterate through the same array with for loop. Let's see a comparison with for loop. I tell you before that when you use the for, you have the index. Now the structure for is keyword for, and inside we have an index let I, we start from 0. Now this is the contour. I is less than students dot length, that is the length of our array, the number of elements, and after should to put I++ for increment the loop for pass to the next iteration. If you don't put I++, if you can't to pass to the next iteration. No? Okay, and inside we will console this index, console.log students. For accessing this index, should to put these brackets. These brackets, score brackets. Now let's run this code. We have the same result, Alice, Bob and Charlie, but here we use a 4. Okay, let's put the interpolation to see the difference in the console. I write here using for loop Okay, let's start it using for loop, and I put the variable with dollars and this bracket, and I have using for loop Alice, using for loop Bob, using for loop Charlie. In the first example I just have using for, but I can put here, I can use interpolate method with backticks. Now this bracket backticks, and I write here for a highlight using for of loop, using for of loop. You see, this interpolate, it's a good way to write in comparison with concatenation, where to use the plus. Okay, I put here these dollars that are borrowed from PHP and this bracket, curly bracket, and I have using for of loop, and here using for loop. There are this thing now. Okay, let's pass to next. Let's see when it's a good way to use for, and when it's a good way to use for of. Use for of when iterating over array value. Use for if you need an index. You see here I need an index, this I, and I iterate with for. If you just want to iterate over value of an array and you don't need the index, it's not necessary to use for. Okay, but what is the advantage of this for of now? Because you can do the same thing with for. Good questions. Using for of with more complex data. For example, if you want to iterate through an array of object, let's put in our console, in our dashboard, this array of object. We have here, let's students, I don't know, students 1. Let's students 1 because I have another let's student, and probably we have a conflict, variables conflict. Let's student 1, this array have 3 objects. These are 3 objects. Okay, let's iterating through them with for of. We have keyword for. Okay, and let student of students on, no, the name of our array. For let student for of, yes, for here and of here. Okay, and the statements, it's what should to write inside console.log use backticks, sorry for my keyboard, and we will put here name, 2 points, a variable. We want to access the name for each object, and for this you should use dot notation, dot method, or if you want to use bracket notation, it's your option. In this case I will use dot notation for accessing the name for each object, and for this you should to use current value, okay, that is students in our case, because in the first iteration student is Alice, in the second iteration student current value is Bob, and in the third iteration current value student is Charlie. Student, and I say I use that notation, name student dot name. Okay, let's access the age. I write age again, dollars and curly brackets. Current value student dot age, no, this. Okay, let's write here iterate through an array of object with for of. Connection, internet connection doesn't work well. Yes, loading, but will appear. Sorry for this inconvenience, just have patience because it's loading. Okay, iterate through an array of object with for of. Okay, iterate through an array of object with for of name Alice, age 20, name Bob, age 22, and name Charlie, age 19. Okay. You can iterate through this student one using a for loop or normal for loop. If you want to, if you need the index, let's iterate with for through this array of object. we have for and I'm sure that you know that a for have three parts: contour, condition, and increment. Okay, the statement. We put here console.log index iterate through object of array with for. Come on, my beauty laptop. And loading. My laptop working. Come on, okay, nice. Iterate object of array with for. Thank you. Iterate object of array with for. Index 0, Alice index 1, Bob index 2, Charlie. I use this I for accessing the index. Okay, when to use for of instead for normal loop. We use for of when working with array. It's best alternative for loop. When looping through strings, if you want to iterate character by character, use this for of. When iterating through map, set, or other iterable object. When should you use a for instead for of? Use for when you need the index I for any logic inside the loop. That was all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you understand how to use the for of in JavaScript, when should you use for of in JavaScript, and what are the differences between for loop and for of loop. Till the next episode, I will wish you have a nice day, and I hope you understand all I say here. All the best.